right
So
now.
you could say something about your time at the center, a fond memory.
Okay, I don't have a lot of things to be speaking of in terms of the center by itself, but my brother and I have entertained here before as musicians, and David Niles has asked us to join every once in a while if there's been some type of event going on and they wanted a little cocktail music to listen to. So my brother and I, Michael and I, decided we'd be more than happy to do it for the Jackson Center.
Right,
Thank
awesome.
you very much.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Corey Winter. I'm here for the first time after hearing a lot of friends rave about the Jackson Center. We are longtime supporters of civil rights and are glad that this center exists in Jamestown. And we're here as guests of John Jackson.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're doing
Oh,
this.
okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Amaya Burgess,
I'm Isabella Anderson.
and we are interns for the 2026 year. We are here during the 25-year celebration, and we are so blessed to have been interns this year, to have met each other.
Yes.
And
We love it here so much. The Jackson Center, it really means a lot to us, and we've just had such an incredible summer, and I don't know what I would have done had I not met you.
I
So
don't think I don't know what I would have done either. So, thanks, Jackson Center.
thank
You
you.
have a special place in our hearts forever.
The first time we heard about the Jackson Center is when our daughter became the president. We have heard of Robert H. Jackson, and I think the memory of the center for him and what he started is just unbelievable for history and the historical moments. And preserving that history through this center is extremely important for the future generations to know what not only he, but the people like him did at that time period. So we're very happy to support the Jackson Center, and we're very happy to be here tonight.
All right, thank you.
I really enjoy the Jackson Center with a variety of programs that they have, and I'm kind of a history buff, so it works very well for me.
Excellent.
That's great.
Perfect.
Hi, I really like the Jackson Center, and I really love the living history programs that they've had. You learn a lot, and it is so interesting how just one person can portray somebody and give you so much of an impression and make you feel like you were actually right there in that time. And I love all the programs they have, but those ones are my very favorite.
Awesome.
I'm one of the docents here at the Jackson Center, and I enjoy the opportunity of giving tours.
Amazing. You definitely are.
And you
I
have
have a wonderful memory of the Jackson Center, several actually, but I love that when I come here, I feel like I learn something every time I'm here, and it's so important to have these aspects of history always illuminated and directed to the public's view.
My memories of the Jackson Center go back to being on the education committee and starting that way as a school principal, but then becoming a board member, becoming the president here as an interim basis twice, and then also being chairman of the board for a while. So a lot of fond memories here. So many people that I've met, so many opportunities to learn things. That Jackson Center has just provided so much of that over the years.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. Also, we have books for
Go
you.
ahead whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Dan Scapoletti. I am a recent docent here at the Jackson Center. Started, I believe, in January. I am a retired American history teacher, and I wanted to keep myself busy. And I had come to the building here a couple of different times for other things that had been going on here. And I thought to myself, man, I really love this place. It's really a wonderful place, and it fits right into my background in American history. So I went to Sherry, the secretary person, and said, hey, I'd like to volunteer. She said, well, what do you think you can do? I said, well, I'm an American history teacher. I suppose I could teach. Probably be a good connection. So she says, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So I went through the process and became a docent.
Okay, my name is Richard Fincher from Phoenix, Arizona, and I am an adjunct professor of Asian Studies at Cornell University, and I study in Vietnam, China, and Cambodia. And while I was in Cambodia, I used to attend the War Crimes Tribunal. So that connects me with this, and I'm an attorney as well, so I'm focused on the rule of law. So I'm just thrilled to be a donor, and I'm thrilled to know what you do here, perpetuating the legacy of such a wonderful person. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. It was so good.
I'm Nancy Barger, and I'm a board member. And I brought with me this evening my niece. This is Caroline Churchill. She's never been to the Jackson Center, and so it's kind of fun to introduce her to. She lives in Lakewood, and she's in high school. But it's too early for her to have an impression because this is her first time here. And we're just thankful to be a part of really a great legacy that's been forming for 20-some years. And thank you for the society dinner.
Hi, I'm Mel Feather. I'm a docent here at the Jackson Center. I've been a docent for I don't know how many years, going back to about 2010 maybe. And I'm just interested in all of the people that come in the door. I always ask them where they're from and what do they know about Robert Jackson. And I'm amazed at the connections that we discover within the hour and a half that I have with them. There's always something that we have in common. It's amazing. So I enjoy being here every Friday from 10 to 2. Come and check us out, and I'll give you a tour. And we'll talk about Robert H. Jackson and all of his accomplishments.
Thank you. You figured that out. Awesome. So who are your friends? So my dad taught at Falconer, John Anderson.
I am so happy to be back here. It's been quite a while since I've been back to the Jackson Center. I was very involved in it from the beginning with Greg when they started out, and I was on the Ed Committee, and I did lots of writing for them, and then I eventually left for a while, and then I wanted to do something different, so I went to Greg and I said, I had managed the CLSC at Chautauqua, and I was at odds, and I said, I wanted something to do. And he says, do you want a docent? I said, no. He said, do you want to work on a committee? I said, no. He said, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. He said, why don't you write the history? I said, yay. So I did that. And I'm very proud of it, and I'm so happy to be back reunited with everybody. Thank you. Have a great evening.
My name is Jennifer Lundmark, and I'm the Community Relations Coordinator at Cummins Jamestown Engine Plant. And I honestly came to the Jackson Center for the first time because of my job here at Cummins. Didn't really come here as a kid, but what I'll tell you I came here for was one of the events where they invited high school students in to learn about the Holocaust, actually. And they had a one-person actress who came in, and it was just phenomenal to see those kids be engaged and to learn about history. And I just think it's a wonderful place and a great place for kids to learn and to learn about history and how they can do a better job impacting our future. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maureen Raveno, and I'm very pleased to be here at the Jackson Center for this event and for so many other things for which I have been here over the years, since it was founded, actually. And I'm particularly aware that the Jackson Center has been founded and operative, growing and growing and growing in so many ways all these years. And all along the way, I would have said, for just such a time as this. But I feel that way more strongly now than ever, that the Jackson Center is here for just such a time as this. Because Justice Jackson was all about democracy and the rule of law. And that's what the Jackson Center teaches here. And I've been present here. I'm a member of the Holocaust and Social Justice Education Committee that is sponsored by the Hebrew Congregation of Chautauqua County that sponsors programs teaching about the Holocaust and other social justice issues, in fact, all social justice issues. and the programs that the Holocaust Committee has been enabled to present here, because the Jackson Center is here, and the programs that they brought for the youth of our county have been so timely, so important in the life of these young people as they learn to be good citizens, caring, ethical people, and that's what the Jackson Center is all about. I could go on and on. I'm going to leave room for somebody else to say something, but I want to say how grateful I am that the Jackson Center is here, and for its leadership, for Kristen and the board and all the staff. They make miracles happen here. Thank you.
And I'm a member of the board of the Jackson Center, I think starting my 9th year. The Jackson Center is important to me for many reasons, but probably most important is the educational aspect for young people. We've been here, my wife and I, at times when several school buses appear and the theater is filled with young people and they are given a lesson in civics, which is so relevant and so important. So that's just one aspect of what we do here. But again, there are many aspects, and I'm grateful to be involved. Thank you.
I don't need to identify myself, right?
You don't want to, you don't have to.
And I'll just say, so are you running it and you'll just piece it together? Is that what
Yeah, it's already going right now,
Okay,
so if you
fine.
want
I figured as much. Well, it's wonderful to be here at the Jackson Center. It's a wonderful institution that really has deep, deep meaning that really goes through our entire community. I've attended a few of the events here, learning about basic things like citizenship and justice, and it's enlightening because these are concepts we don't think about. So we learn now the value of these things as we live our daily lives. And it's wonderful to have an institution here that addresses these issues on a profound level that affects our everyday life. So that's why I'm involved and why I support the Jackson Center.
All right, great.
Was that okay?
Yeah, that was perfect.
All right, so I'm Gail Silverstein, and I spend the summers at Chautauqua, and I am very involved in the Holocaust and Social Education program that is sponsored by the Hebrew Congregation of Chautauqua, but partners very tightly with the Jackson Center. And we love, love, love everything that the Jackson Center teaches and messages, and partners with our teachers who are teaching Chautauqua County youth about all things social justice. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was perfect.
I'm a longtime supporter of the Jackson Center, and I got involved by, as many people have, by meeting Greg Peterson at a Chamber of Commerce function here in Jamestown. And I remember when my boys were young, bringing my young sons over to hear Holocaust survivors speak at the center. My wife and I came to many functions, and I would say that through the programming, through learning about Jackson, and just being involved as a previous board member, it gave me a real appreciation for the difference that a single individual can make. Because it's hard to feel empowered as a single individual. And when you see the difference that Jackson made in so many ways, with his thought leadership and his command of jurisprudence and so much else, and just the people we've heard speak here, it excites me to think of how much maybe I can accomplish if I set my mind to it.
Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you so much.
I've learned about Jackson Center when I brought my dad here. We live in Fredonia, and he really liked the speakers. He was in the military in the Korean War, and we came to many, many sessions. And the more I learned about the Jackson Center, and Justice Jackson in particular, made me want to get more involved. So I set up a little endowment at the Community Foundation, and I just find it a really interesting and educational place, and I encourage others to do the same.
By way of introduction, I'm a native of Pittsburgh,
Okay.
and Pittsburgh's my heart always will be, but I spend time both in Naples, Florida, and Chautauqua. My motivation for owning a home in Chautauqua is, quite frankly, it started out because of the Chautauqua Institute. And there were two extraordinary statesmen from the last century here. One was Robert Jackson, the other is Rex Tugwell. Rex Tugwell was the architect of all the New Deal legislation working for FDR. So what we have today in terms of Social Security and disability and anything that we have in the way of citizen benefits are attributable to both Rex Tugwell, and who really was sort of on the preventative side, and Robert Jackson was who dealt with outrageousness of what humanity could do to humanity. And but why would this small county produce these giants? And I think the common denominator was the Chautauqua Institute. So I become enamored with the story. I attended all the Jackson events at Chautauqua. I met some of the leadership here. I met Greg Peterson. And I always joke with Greg, the reason I got involved is I want to be able to interview people the way he does. Because he's interviewed 2,000 people, and he does it with such grace and style. And so I've gotten to know many of the people here, and I provide some financial support for the Jackson Center, and will continue to do so.
Great, that's perfect.
Yes, thank you.
Anything else? Yeah, maybe I'll add just a footnote here.
Go ahead.
So there's Robert Jackson and there's Rex Tugwell, so they were contemporaries. And I've had some conversation about possibly playing some role in putting together the funding. And we might write a play, or we might have a play written about a conversation with Rex Tugwell and Robert Jackson. They were both part of Roosevelt's think tank. They both had major impact. And that story needs to be told, it needs to be remembered, and it needs to be celebrated. And I kind of would like to see it talk about the time they lived and the things that they worked on, but then I'd like to have a second act where they would talk about contemporary and the role of the Supreme Court and the rule of law, and all the things where we seem to be well out of bounds in these contemporary times. So whether we do it or not, I don't know. We're going to make a big try at it.
I met this strange guy named Greg Peterson, and we liked baseball, and we liked history. And he introduced me to this lovely place, and I'll be forever grateful to him. And I love learning things about Justice Jackson, and I like coming here. And so I thank everybody who did it. Thank you.
Perfect. I like the Jackson Center because my aunt brought me here.
Perfect.
Was that good?
That was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Well, my name is Phil Nelbone, and for the past year or so, I've had the greatest pleasure of my life to be the chair of the board of the Robert H. Jackson Center here in Jamestown, New York, my hometown. I grew up here. I grew up hearing about Robert H. Jackson. I was fortunate enough to have a social studies teacher at Jamestown High School, a wonderful, wonderful teacher named Dwight Wilson, who in our AP American History class took the time to talk at great length about Jackson's legacy and to highlight some of his most important cases. And I've just always had this fascination for Jackson and his legacy, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of this organization. So thank you all very much for giving me the privilege to do so.
That's good. Okay, it's dinner time now, but we're closing it out. We're signing off.
We hope we did a good job.
Yes.
We hope we have something you can use. Sorry we weren't all that stern, telling people to be quiet.
Yeah, we thought about that afterward. We really hope that it's been focused and that the background noise wasn't too disruptive.
But we apologize, and we're just girls, so.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, so bye.